What do you do when a judge deliberately or otherwise incorrectly records your submission in the court? Recently, this person reached out to me and he wanted to file a special leave petition against the order dismissing his quashing petition passed by the High Court. And he told me that the High Court, at the time of hearing arguments, told the counsel that if you do not deposit this amount, then I will dismiss your quashing petition. And the counsel said, I do not wish to deposit the amount because I am saying the case is a completely frivolous one, a criminal case of cheating which has been registered against his client, and said that he does not wish to pay the money. The judge summarily tells him, no, I am not going to listen to you anymore, and then proceeds on to record in the order that the counsel for the petitioner has said that he will deposit the money. And the way this happens in court realistically and actually is that the counsel makes his case and says, I invite your attention to this page and I invite your attention to this particular judgment. And the High Court says, no, I'm not listening to any of this nonsense. You tell me whether you're going to do this or not. And the lawyer keeps insisting, my lord, I'm trying to explain, my lord, may give me a moment. No, I don't wish to listen to you. I am just telling you, you deposit the money or I'm dismissing right now. And the person again keeps going, in the middle of which the judge loses his patience and says, the counsel for the petitioner says that he will deposit the amount in the court in the next 2 weeks. And then he calls the next matter, trying to force the hand of the petitioner or the party, whoever it might be in whatever circumstance, to do the needful. And the judge at that point of time feels that if you're not doing this, to hell with you, let me take up some other matter and we'll see on the next date of hearing. The difficulty is, on the next date of hearing, when the counsel again appears before the judge and says, I want to reiterate my stand that I do not wish to deposit the money and I may be heard on the merits, and my lord may kindly consider the fact that this is a completely frivolous, bogus case. Now, in the final judgment rejecting the quashing petition, the High Court judge mentions that on the previous date, which is not really the fault of the judge either, in all probability, it's been 2 or 3 or 4 weeks since the last order happened. And because of that, the judge now only looks at the order sheet and nothing else. He might have himself forgotten that it was he who forced the hand of the petitioner and said that you deposit or I'm going to dismiss, and then he moves on to the next matter after dictating all of this. So it might not even be the fault of the judge to write it down in the final order sheet in a way, the way he proceeded, which was the counsel of the petitioner on the last date of hearing assured the court that he will deposit the amount. Now he comes today and says, I have no instructions to deposit the amount. A person who comes to court with unclean hands and blows hot and cold cannot be given the relief, the discretionary relief of quashing. And therefore, the High Court judge then goes on to dismiss the quashing petition of the person solely on the ground that he earlier made a statement that he will make the payment and now he says that he will not. And whatever little chance of getting the FIR against him quashed, now he stands on a lower footing than before because of the fact that when the Honorable Supreme Court looks at the SLP filed by this person, the special leave petition filed by the person, they first and foremost, of course, read the impugned order. Impugned order means the challenged order passed by the Honorable High Court, which will say that on an earlier occasion, you did this, and on the subsequent occasion, you backtracked. So I went into this story to explain how practically all of these things happen in the court. The original point, the original question was, how do I prevent the judge from doing this, or how do I prevent myself from feeling the repercussions of the incorrectly noted submission by the judge? And what I told this person was that if the judge at that point of time has dictated that the counsel for the petitioner states that he will deposit the amount and you had no intention of depositing the amount, to show to the judge to force the hand of the judge in deciding the matter on the merits rather than making a frivolous excuse like, on the last date you said this, now you said this, you're not allowed to blow in hot and cold. It's one, the High Court judge would be forced, and then in the appeal, the Supreme Court will also be clearly able to see that the person did not intend to make a statement like this. The answer is, file your written submissions. If the judge has made an observation against you or incorrectly noted your submission that day itself, or maybe perhaps the very next day in the morning, file your written submission in the court supported with an affidavit stating your correct stance. Because of which, when the judge sees that, High Court judge sees that written submission on the record, the judge cannot say on the next date of hearing that, oh no, you said this. And even when you go to the Supreme Court, or in any case, in any general case, you go in appeal to any court, the appellate court can also appreciate this properly, and the appellate court can say, all right, I look at this, the impugned order is incorrectly stating that the person made this submission, whereas on this prior date, on the same day that the previous order was passed, or the next day after that, the person, the litigant, was concerned enough and diligent enough to make this representation to the court. In fact, this is a lesson which can be there for every situation ever in the court. In another previous video, I have talked about the importance, the strength of written submissions filed after oral arguments on almost every occasion. I will try to put a link of that somewhere in the video here as well. It is absolutely imperative, if you do not want your case to be on a weaker stance in the appellate courts, to give your written submissions after every argument, and especially so when your submissions have been incorrectly noted by the judge, whether deliberately or otherwise.